Um, I'm over here at some friends' houses right now. I'm watching their dog Kobe, and she's kind of enjoying the peace outside. It's really nice out here. They got some wind chimes and a bunch of woods in their backyard. Right now it's covered up with a bunch of water. And for a little while I've been sitting with some things that have been stirring in my heart about what I've been learning, what I feel like God is highlighting. So I asked him, and I said, is there anything that you want me to relay? And what I'm hearing is the power of the tongue, the power in the words that we speak. I've had this conversation a lot recently with people where I'll ask them, has there ever been a moment where you've been talking about something and then maybe later on that day or at some point that week you saw that thing, or somebody else mentioned the same thing saying, oh, I just was talking about that. And I think a lot of people are guilty of using coincidence as a scapegoat for magical things. I don't believe in coincidence myself. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I believe that when our eyes and our ears are open, that we will start to see more of those correlations, more of those connections and flows and magical moments, coincidences happen. That we will start to see those things outside of ourselves and also within ourselves as well. So, power in the tongue. Everything that it is that we say with our mouth, we are giving life to that thing. Whether it be good or bad. And as I was sitting here a minute ago, I really was feeling that in a sense of we must be careful with what it is that we're saying and intentional with the words that we use, because they hold a frequency, they hold a vibration, they hold a power, an energy that is more powerful than I think we understand a lot of the time, until we do understand, which I think there are a lot of people that are understanding and the words that we speak are so tremendously important. So important. For example, you can uplift people with your words. You can say, "You look beautiful today." You can see somebody light up. You've actually changed something within them. You've spoken something and you've given them a frequency, and you can see them actually be affected by that thing. And in the same way, you can speak evil to somebody. You could say, "You are ugly," and it hurts. It will hurt them, and you can see that affect them. And we've all experienced that. We've all experienced people speak evil and love over us, and we know how it feels. Yet, for some reason, we forget that our words hold the same weight as the words that other people speak to us. We all want love, right? We all want peace. And the draw that I was feeling just a minute ago was, okay, now that I'm hearing this message of your words are very powerful, more powerful than you understand. So be careful. What do I do? And this is something that I've toiled with for a long time, actually. And there's been times where I've felt like, okay, well, I just need to shut up in general. I just need to not talk anymore. Anytime I get around people, I just need to not talk. And I don't think that that's the way to go about it either, is just to completely shut up. But to take the time in moments to wait. Instead of being driven off of your first reaction, your first impulse, that our words would not be a product of impulsion, but would be a product of love, wisdom, meditation. And that might be a good thing to sit with. Ask yourself, what do you want your words to be a product of? What do you want the things that it is that you speak to be a product of? And we'll sit with it for as long as we need to. This is something that I've felt for a few years now in ways that I'm just now feeling confident enough to speak about this process itself, which is it can be a tricky thing to describe a process that you don't fully understand or describe something you don't fully understand. And I won't sit here and act like I do because I'm talking about it. But I think that this is a part of it, at least a part of in my journey. Is this thing on? Yeah, it's on. That in my journey right now, I'm feeling called to now relay the things that I've seen, to speak the things that I've seen. more directly connected with the things that I feel like God has been showing me or speaking to me. A really powerful story about the power of speaking back what God says to you, what you feel like God is speaking to you, to your heart. I fasted for 3 days this one time when I was working with Samaritan's Purse. Felt called to fast for 3 days, and I had never done that before. First day was fine. Second day was kind of rough towards the end, and then the third day, I woke up and my body, I was just completely depleted. I had no energy whatsoever, and I woke up and I had to go to work that day, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like there's no way I can do this. I felt God say to me, just take your covers off. Now throw your legs over the bed. Now put your feet onto the floor. Now walk over to your dresser and put your clothes on. And this might seem like a strange thing, but really what I felt was in that moment, just take it one moment at a time. Don't think about later. Just do these things. I've called out of work for much less than how I was feeling this day. I felt awful. It would have been super justified for me to call out of work the way that I was feeling this day, compared to times that I called out in the past where I felt perfectly fine and just didn't want to go. And this same thing happened all the way to work. I walked into work and I'm like, I'm having to take deep breaths to keep myself from vomiting and passing out, actually. And anyways, at this place that I was, Samaritan's Purse that I was working at the time, everybody would meet in this small area. A lot of people would meet in this very small area, and we would do a daily devotion. And I remember this day, the devotion was crazy. It was like super linked up with this this supernatural message that I had just for the first time heard the day before that. And it was like the day before that I was mind blown by this message, and I won't get into it right now. And then the next day I heard about it. So it's back to that thing that I was talking about a minute ago of, these things kind of being placed in front of you. It's not arbitrary. It's not for no reason. It's not coincidence. Coincidence isn't real, man. I get to work. We have this devotion and everything. And I'm walking to my work area, and I hear this verse in my head. I'm not well versed in scripture at all. And I've been very cautious about just religion in general, because I've seen how I'm affected when I get into a religious mindset. A box. That's another thing. But I was walking to my work area, and I heard the scripture, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I heard it, and I was like, I felt God tell me, say it. So I was like, in my mind, I was just, he was like, no, say it out loud. I said, I can do, so I started. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And as I was speaking these things out, this heaviness and this sickness that I had felt in my body, this lack of energy, literally my whole body just filled up. In all of about, I kid you not, 30 seconds to 1 minute, I went from feeling completely drained, no energy at all, to completely sustained. And I felt like I had just been given water and food for the first time, like real water and real food for the first time. It was better than any meal that I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that. So what it is that we speak holds a current. So what should we be speaking? I think is a good question to ask. We should be speaking good things, right? Over ourselves, over our lives, over other people's lives. That is what we should be speaking. And what is good? Whose words are good? And I think that if we're in true pursuit of the truth and we are really seeking with an honest heart, with an open heart, with a teachable heart, we will learn that it's a bigger truth than the one that we could just say. If we're always talking about how bad things are at work, how bad things are at home, how we're not, I'm not where I want to be yet. But when I get to that place, once I get to this place, we're speaking that over ourselves and we're speaking that over our lives, and we're constricting our lives to what it is that we're speaking over ourselves and over people. And people, including ourselves, have not been well guarded enough to defend against lies that are spoken to us. But that's changing, I believe. I can feel it now in this moment. So where are we, what lies are we speaking over ourselves? Are we speaking over the people around us, that person that did us wrong? What lies are we speaking over this world? And how do our words, the way that we speak, how does that affect our reality? I think a lot more than we may yet know. I've heard about this stuff. I don't know how true this is. I don't have statistics or data to back this up. But I've heard about studies where they will have two of the same plant. They will put one over here, one over here. To this one, they will speak love. I love you. I love you. You are beautiful. And this one, I hate you. You're worthless. You are ugly. And this one will die, and this one will thrive. Now, do your own research on that. It makes sense to me. And I feel like I've seen lots of things that point to the truth of that principle. That the way you feed something is the way that it will turn into. If you feed something love, it will thrive and it will grow in love. And if you speak hate over something, it'll carry that current as well, which the current of evil is death and discourse and disharmony and chaos, and it'll fall apart and wither. But love is life, multiplication, abundance, beauty, creation. So speak creation over yourself. Speak love over other people. Speak freedom. Freedom. Freedom is life. Speak freedom over yourself. Speak freedom over the people around you and over your situation. Anything's possible. Anything is possible for my life. I am capable of many things. I am loved. I am taken care of. I have everything that I need and more. It's not just empty words of affirmation. When we start to truly understand that these things are true, when we are speaking them from somebody that is true. I believe God is true. I believe Yeshua is true. And I believe that his words ring like creation in our ears. They ring like beauty and harmony in our ears. I believe that we were all created with antenna to hear those things. Yet we don't attribute some of the best things in life to the one that made them. Speak the truth. Be honest in your words. Because the way that you speak and also the way that you think, which is, I'm going to do a whole nother thing on the way that we think, because that's a lot in itself. But just look at the way that you speak, just in general, and you will understand why your life is moving in a certain direction. We're all born in different circumstances, so you can't attribute every single thing in your life over something that you have spoken. But you can look at your life and you can see things that other people have spoken over your life or over your family. And you can see where truth and where lies have been spoken in your family, in your friend groups, in your communities, in your cities, in our countries, in this world at large. What has the world been speaking? Just look at the fruit of where we are, and we'll see. We haven't solely sown love. We've sown a lot of hate too. And let's be honest, none of us are free of that. We've all spoken evil. We've all said things that we wish we didn't say. We have all said things that we wish we didn't. And that, I think, is an invitation to be more intentional about the words that we speak. And when we don't know what to say, we don't have to say anything at all. We don't have to pretend like we have the answer or that we know. But there is so much beauty and wisdom, serenity, humility, surrender, and silence. I'm really desiring the day where I myself can remain in this place where I don't have to talk all the time. I don't have to be the first one to speak. I don't have to answer somebody's question like that. I don't have to respond immediately, where I can take my time and sit and then talk. These kinds of things, they're all encompassing. It's a door, it's a portal, and it opens up other doors and portals too. Because you're like, okay, well, I want to be more intentional about what it is that I speak. What is required for me to be more intentional about what I speak? Boom. That's worlds of other things that open up. And it can be a little bit daunting at first. It can be a little bit scary or intimidating. But one step at a time. One step at a time. Not worrying about how it's going to turn out and all of those things. Just one step at a time. And when we start to slowly be unraveled, we start to slowly unravel these things, that this ball of junk, these lies and stuff that we've believed for so long. That's kind of the spirit behind why I'm doing this too, unraveling freedom. We're unraveling it. We're discovering what it is. And as we're unraveling these things that suck and that they're not the most fun thing to look at, things about yourself, you are discovering how to be more free through that. And that's why prayer is so powerful, because you're speaking it. You're saying, I don't know what to do, or however your prayer goes about, help, I need help. And you're calling out, you're using this power to call, and you're humbling yourself to say, like, I don't know what to do in this situation, and I could use help from someone that does. That's very powerful, extremely powerful, like crazy powerful. Thank you. Gratitude, powerful. How do we speak things? How do we speak love when we don't know what that is? How do we speak life over a circumstance that looks like it's full of death? How do we say the things and say the words that we don't have and express those emotions, those thoughts that we don't fully understand. Good questions. Also, words. Also, things that we're speaking. It's good to ask questions because they lead you to answers instead of pretending like we know everything all the time. Our words are a product of our thought life, the way that we think. And the way that we think is the way that we see everything, this world, ourselves, abstract things, spiritual things, physical things. Possibilities, limits. I think that'll be the next one. How do we change the way that we think? We definitely don't do it alone. Though there is participation. But being able to see the way, I should say the ways that we think, that's the beginning of it. So right now in this moment, I use the grace that's been given me, the life that's been given me here in this moment in time to speak encouragement to whoever is watching this right now. That what you say matters. Actually, more than you understand. Your words hold purpose that affects this world and changes it. It changes people and can affect your circumstances. You are blessed to have been given life and a heart that is seeking deeper things, and that you've been led here to sit with me and listen to me ramble about words. You are loved more than you understand. Actually, not in some hoodoo spiritual kind of way. You're here right now. You're alive. Just look at your hands. You're here. I'm here. My prayer is that you would know love, that you would speak love, that you would abide in love, in trust, in faith, in patience, in boldness, in joy, in whimsy, complete freedom. Being healed and led even in this moment now. You are blessed. We are all blessed. We can tell because we're here. Use your words wisely. Take your time. You don't have to rush. Our silence bears witness to wisdom. If you're having a conversation with somebody and you take a breath and want to take your time, and if they are just don't follow that. Take your time so that you can speak life. If your mind is going crazy and it's one, take your time so that you can speak life regardless of what's going on. Regardless of what's going on. Regardless of what's going on. So that you can be a force of nature. Something fluid, like a dance. Don't get me started on the poetry, I'll go in. Man, we're made to live free. I was out here looking at bumblebees and lizards and just listening to these wind chimes in the back. I don't know if you can hear them, but feeling the sun on my skin. This and so much more is what we're here for. To experience these things. bless you.